Hey, IDS 302. Welcome to Module 6, Video 1. This is a long module, which should help you out. Uh, it's about 9 days long, I think. So that's pretty cool, huh? Going to my notes here. I was going to do it tomorrow, then I said, you know what? I'm cleaned up. I'm not looking like a mess. So I might as well do it today. Okay, so let me go to the module. Got my notes up for the wrong class. So, how are your survey responses going? I hope you're doing well. I am going to do my other video today for my organizational leadership class, and I'm going to ask them to complete your surveys. I don't know what kind of response we'll get from them. I have about 22 students, 18 to 20 of which are participating. Not sure if they'll do it, but it's a way to get it out there. I'm going to compile all your links and I'm just going to send them over with the announcement and let them try to help you out. Do not be too passive on this, okay? Really need to see 30. Hopefully, you'll get at least 30. Uh, Pick some point where you're probably going to shut it down, depending on, again, the final paper is due on the 10th. So that's a week from Tuesday. So if you can take it till, if you're planning on working on that heavy duty over the weekend and then cleaning it up and submitting it by Tuesday, then you could take survey results until Thursday or Friday, right? And compile those. So consider the day that you're going to do that. Let's do Easter egg number 1. Go for at least 30 responses. Okay, I mean, don't sit back and tell me, oh, and nobody replied to mine. You're going to be accountable for that. You're the researcher. You need to get the data. Okay, so please, I hope it's going well for you. And make sure you're doing the surveys of your peers from the discussion board. Okay, and I can't emphasize it enough. If you come at me with a final paper that has hardly any data, you're going to get hardly any points. Fair enough, right? Okay. So for Module 6, we've got an assignment. There's not a lot to gum up the works this week. Learning materials is straight up just starting to introduce you to the final paper, okay, and the way it's going to look. All right. There's a sample there. It's a good sample. We'll be going over that in a little bit. The course evaluation reminder. Please do that. Do the evaluation. I'm looking right now, and let's see, is it open? They are open. Yeah, here we go. It looks like in the IDS, 1 out of 17 have done it. I'm sure that number will go up, right? Please. Please do that. So the pick 1 assignment that's coming up then, I've done this. Sorry. I've done this to introduce you to some 6 different documents. And again, whether this is for this class or another class, you can save all these documents. These are resources for you going forward that may help you out. I mean, why not? It's free, right? So there's an interview. Michael Przdia talks with a former student. Dr. Przdia, I'm going to be seeing him in less than an hour. Oh my God, I got to leave pretty soon. Dr. Przdia, there's a nice interview here. Take a look at that. If I'd like you to look at all these. You only have to write about one, but I'd like you to look at all of them. Then you've got the Association for Interdisciplinary Studies. This is where I'm a member of, and you're welcome to join it, especially as students. You get a really nice rate to do so. Take a look at the website. If you're going to write about that one, I'd like an in-depth report on it. because it's not like just a paper, it's a website, okay? Then you got the International Network for the Science of Team Science. Let's see if this website's working. Yes, of course it is. That's a very interesting thing if you're interested in science and interdisciplinary teams and things like that. It's a very exciting organization and website, and I'm just taking a quick look at the people involved, see if I recognize anybody. Well, I'm not going to dwell on this too long, but it's an interesting thing. It's building the knowledge base for effective team science. Okay, so then you've got Barker, Gilbreth, and Stone, the interdisciplinary needs of organizations. This is, I must admit, it's a popular one that's for students to write about. It is, I thought there was a date on here. I guess not. Maybe there is. I'm just looking at the preview. But it's not outdated, even though it might be. But it's a solid read, 14 solid pages. But it has some very interesting takes on the interdisciplinary needs of organizations. Then you've got ZIMDARS, the world of cross-functional teams. This one is also very popular among my students to read, but you get to choose any you want, okay? This one is, there was a date on October 30th, 2002, it looks like. Yikes. That's from the book it came from, I guess. It's the world of cross-functional teams. So don't think of it as cross-disciplinary as much as you think about it interdisciplinary. I want you to be sure that you're writing about interdisciplinary. See, sometimes called multidisciplinary teams, cross-disciplinary teams. If you're going to write about this, I may take this down, you know. I don't really like this because, well, if you write about it, you're going to have to connect it to interdisciplinary, okay? And then Newell, the state of the field, interdisciplinary theory. This one's exciting. It's 22 pages PDF. You have time this week, okay? Remember, this course is about academic rigor. Don't just look for the shortest one to get it done. Please, you're just cheating yourself, and you're, honestly, the dad in me says you're never going to get anywhere. Okay, sorry about that. I'll say that for my kid. All right, so, but this is very interesting because Bill Newell, before he passed away, I think it was the summer of 20, such a huge voice. And he really wanted to assess the state of the field of interdisciplinary theory because there's different schools of thought that have been developing, and it's been happening in my department as well as other places that I started looking at interdisciplinary studies different ways. In some ways, it's not good, in my opinion. In other ways, it's good, in my opinion, okay? As you can tell from this course, I'm a proponent of interdisciplinary integration, about being able to integrate disciplinary components. Others are not that attuned to that. And I think that comes down to the fact that I've had my undergrad in interdisciplinary studies, my master's in interdisciplinary studies, and I'm an instructor in interdisciplinary studies, which gives me a little more insight in terms of IDS and applying it, as opposed to my colleagues, many of whom are just wonderful career academics, PhDs, postdoc research, things like that, and they do a phenomenal job. But they may look at things, to be honest, more multidisciplinary and forget about what sets us apart is integration. And what it looks like is what I hope I'm giving you a grip on in terms of the conflicts of disciplines, the connections of disciplines, how we work through these things, okay? So Bill Newell's got a great, it's heady reading, but it's interesting. So there you go on pick one. And I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. Then I pushed back everything, actually. I pushed back the pick one assignment to be due on the 7th, which is what, Saturday? Yes, Saturday, because I want to give you guys a chance to get your stuff going, everything like that. Please try not to wait, because remember, this course ends on the 10th. There's nothing late, okay? I'm giving you a chance to not get charged a late penalty if you want to do it on Saturday, but you don't have to waste your time. There are a couple students who are working ahead of the game here, okay? and that's fine. All right, so then we get to the second video. I'm saying it's due on the 7th. I'll put it out probably Friday the 6th, whatever. You know, there's no late fee. Now, the Tanner's 5, okay, let's see, what do I have here? Let's do the Easter egg number 2 is do the course evaluation, okay? Make sure you do that for me. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. For the final paper, I'm going to do a lot more on that in the last video. It'll be coming later this week, Thursday or Friday. But in the meantime, I want you to take a look at the sample. It's a good sample. It's a great sample. I could post another sample, but what's the point? You see what it's got. This one happens to be 34 pages. It has a cover page like I want to see, nothing major, just beautiful cover page. Table of contents, wonderful. For the table of contents, unless you know how to format a table of contents in Word, it's pretty difficult. You might be able to get away with here. I will allow this if you copy this and put it in your own table of contents and then adjust the pages accordingly. But if you come at me with a snaky right margin, I'm going to ding you for it. Okay, this is how it's done. Okay, you do not have to have an appendix B. Okay, she's got an appendix A and B here. A is a list of the questions with the possible answers. B is actually the imagery from every single question. That's great. You don't have to do it, but that's great. Appendix A you should have, though, or the appendix. It's only Appendix A if you have Appendix B. Notice her works cited list. 3 pages. Oh, sorry. Almost 3 full pages, works cited. Beautiful job with sourcing. Beautiful job. Notice her step 5. She's how that's what you want to look at here, of course, especially because you're going to be compiling all your steps. You're going to make it to one big works cited list on the bottom, not these individual ones. You're going to leave your step 3 as it is, that annotated bibliography, right? So notice how this paper is organized, okay? And I would say mimic that. Notice she's telling me there were 38 participants in this research project, in age range 20 to 69. She gets right to the point of demographics. That's what I want to see. Don't make me guess because you're too afraid to say how many people participate in your survey. I need to see that. If I don't see that, that's going to be a bad news, okay? You want to show your age. You want to show the ages. You want to show the demographics of gender, right? And then, you're going to get into it. But take a look at this. Your job is to analyze data, interpret the data. It doesn't prove anything. You're getting a sampling, a snapshot of data. But it's going to inform you, and you get to interpret that and see how that's done. So you're going to see that, and then she's got the analysis of data. There's a summary of the data. Now she can analyze each question too. Notice that. Summary of data, and then the integrative understanding of the issue. Now, here is where people have been coming up short, in my opinion. This is about two-thirds, 3/4 of a page. However, I think I want to challenge you to give me more in terms of the integrative understanding of the issue, because that's what we're here for. So that's the only area here that I would like to see more done. And I'm going to type that. No, I'm not going to type that. Okay. So I'll talk more about that. If you get a chance to look at this, and if you have questions, send them to me, of course. And I've had some good questions come at me. I have answered them. I haven't answered them snarky. I don't do that. Do I? No. Okay, so that'll be it, I think, for now. Let's call this Easter egg number 3. Let's say, now this is regarding the final paper. Easter egg number 3. Put in the time and the effort, okay? Put in the time and the effort. Because if you just kind of waddle through, it's not going to go well. One other thing I want to point out, by next weekend, I'm going to change the grading scheme to points instead of percentage, because as I said before, this is a points-based class. You'll get to see how much you need to get to the A, the B, the C, and that should help you by doing the math, right? The final paper is worth 115 points. It's a little bit of a bonus. Now, the course itself, I think we're still only worth 1,000 points, so you should be fine. I think I may have a couple extra points in there, and I've given extra points to students that have really wowed me. So I think that's it, all right? So good luck this week, and forks up and peace.